Boos, welcome back. So today I am doing my 8-week pregnancy update. As always, I feel like a lot happened. Anyway, so I've got some notes and I'll just read them out to you. So I feel like I'm going from feeling exhausted some days to not so bad others. I feel at the moment I'm in that exhausted phase. Most days, if I can, I will have a sleep when Hazel does. Obviously when I'm at work, that's not going to happen. And Hazel has been difficult to get down to sleep the last few days. I've literally been bribing her with chocolate. Like, if you have a nice big sleep for mummy, you'll get a special treat when you wake up. Which I did today, and she slept for 2 hours, which was really good because I needed a sleep. But then, yeah, other days I feel okay. And I think that may be because I had the iron infusion before I even knew I was pregnant. And I think if I didn't have that, I'd be feeling a whole lot worse right now. Again, I feel like I'm having these, like, it's either one thing or another in a way. So I'm either like super constipated or on the other end of the spectrum, like, oh my God, I need to like go right now kind of thing. So that's been fun. Morning sickness has hit. I've vomited, I think, 3 times. It's weird because it's not like a constant every hour of the day. It's sometimes after I eat food, sometimes if I don't eat food. And it seems to hit at night and morning, but it can come in waves at any particular time. Like the other day, I think I had a nap and I woke and I got up and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna vomit right now. And that was like lunchtime. The other morning when I was getting ready for work, it was like, I'm gonna be sick right now. So yeah. So otherwise I'm as well feeling like extremely hungry, like I have to eat right now, or the thought of food, just no, not hungry at all, don't want to touch it, I'm good kind of thing. I have been back dribbling a lot when I sleep, dribbling a lot, which is fun. And as well, I did get a call from the midwife on Monday saying that my test results were back, and I was like, shit, like freaking out because why are they calling me? And she said urine looked like it had bacteria in there, and she goes, it looks like you're getting a UTI. And I was like, great, awesome. She goes, you haven't had any symptoms? And I was like, no, like I feel I'm peeing all the time. But yeah, I just, thought that was normal kind of pregnancy stuff. And she's like, all right, sometimes it can just be like there's something gone wrong with the test and there's just pre-existing bacteria or whatever. So come in and we'll do another test and go from there. So I went in yesterday and did another urine sample. And I was like, cool, I'll just kind of wait and see what happens. I brought some cranberry juice and I was like, yeah, just in case. And then today I noticed after going to the toilet and I wiped and I was like, oh my gosh, there's like a pinky color there. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, where did that come from? Like, obviously at first I thought it was out of my like vag, basically. I was like, crap, okay. And then I got some toilet paper and I was like patting around there and I was looking and I'm like, but there's no tint on this particular toilet paper. Like I just peed and wiped and then there was that tint. It's like maybe there was already something on the toilet paper. Like it was this pale pinky tint. It's like, okay. After I had my sleep today, I woke up, went to the toilet, so my bladder was like more full, and I wiped, and I made sure I wiped just on like my urethra, nowhere near my hole, and I looked and there was more pink, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like in my pee, like there's blood in my pee. My pee wasn't actually tinted, but when I was wiping, I was seeing something. I was like, okay, so I'll call my doctor. So I called the maternity and just asked if I could speak to the midwife there, because it was the midwife who originally called me. And she said, look, this could be implantation bleeding, like this could be early signs of a miscarriage. She said, you're 8 weeks. Normally we see around 8, 12, 16 weeks, when you usually would get your period, your body's fighting with the pregnancy period or pregnancy kind of thing, and this can happen. I was like, but I feel like it didn't come out of my vagina. Like, I feel like I was paying really close attention to where I was wiping. It was only on my urethra. Like, there's no discharge or anything like that. And there was just a little bit of pinky hue. And she's like, okay. She said, well, your test results come back and it's come back as negative. And I was like, oh, okay, like mind blown. So this is where I'm left at. And every time, I feel like even before this, every time I was going to the toilet, I was checking the toilet paper. Just, I had to. I feel like vag hole is dry as a bone, dry as a nun's tit, basically. So I feel very reassured that it's not coming from there. But then I'm like, what if they got the test wrong? What if it's still a UTI and they've missed it? I don't know. I'm trying not to stress. And then I'm like, what if it's the cranberry juice? But then my pee isn't tinted. It was just when I wiped. Maybe it's just the cheap friggin' toilet paper I've bought and just areas of it tint. I don't know. So I'm trying not to stress, thinking of just writing down what I'm worrying about and burning it. But yeah, other than that, things have been good. I've been trying, like, I've also this time around written down like my emotional state as well. It says, feels good to have the symptoms, like the above symptoms, so I know that everything's okay. I'm trying my best to stay positive without getting too excited just yet. So yeah, it's my husband's birthday today, and I told him like these, like I was having the test and get the results back, but I don't want to tell him about the blood or the pinky tinge because I don't want him, I know what he's like, he'll stress out, and it's his birthday. So yeah, I feel like I don't even want to voice things out loud because I don't want to give power to them. Just be positive and everything is going to be perfectly okay. All right, I'll see you guys next week.